Jeffrey, do you have a story for us? Ooh, you have your basket this morning. Ooh, what's in the basket? Eggs.
So yes,
put
we've
all
got
your
a
eggs in one
story, and it's all about eggs. It's a good Easter story, so come on down for an Easter story. Everybody's looking really good in your Easter outfits. So yeah, I've got all kinds of pretty eggs here. And if you see right in the middle, I've got a purple one, and it's kind of speckly. It's okay. It's all right. I tried to make it because this story today is called The Perfect Purple Egg. So every egg has the potential for life. Some eggs hatch and become chickens, while lots and lots of eggs become breakfast, and many more become Easter eggs. So this story is about the Morgan family. The Morgan family had 5 members: Mr. Morgan, Mrs. Morgan, Yvonne, Carl, and Amy. They had a dog named Patches, and they lived in a house with a big backyard with a pond and a bunch of flowers, and it was really a pretty, really nice yard. One Easter, Yvonne and her little brother Carl and little sister Amy were dyeing Easter eggs. Amy and Carl were often impatient and wanted to lift their eggs out of the dye too soon to see what they looked like. Yvonne was older and knew that if she left her egg in the purple dye without checking, it would be perfect. Her 2 younger siblings colored most of the eggs since they moved really quickly. They kind of went through it just like, oh, that's good enough. "Aren't you done with the purple yet?" Carl said, getting impatient. "I want to put my green one in there to see what color it'll turn." "Well, I want to do a half and half, yellow and purple," Amy said, holding a half yellow colored egg in her egg dipper that she had been careful not to let the other end go into. "Almost done," Yvonne said, looking at the time. "Yep, right about now," she said as she carefully lowered a bent little egg holder into the purple dye, and they all looked at the perfect purple egg that she gently lifted out. It was perfect.
Can we see it?
Oh, this is my not-so-perfect purple egg.
I'm sorry.
Yvonne's was much nicer than mine. "Whoa," Amy and Carl said at the same time. The egg was the most perfect purple Easter egg they had ever seen. In the refrigerator that night, the eggs talked excitedly about being in the Easter egg hunt. They loved being hunted for, coveted, collected, but mostly Easter eggs love being a part of the Easter celebration. It is the greatest joy that any Easter egg ever has. The next morning, Mrs. Morgan opened the door of the refrigerator to get some orange juice, and the light came on for a minute. The purple egg hadn't noticed the day before how all the other eggs weren't quite as pretty as she was. Where her color was bright and intense, all of them looked kind of faded and a little spotty and light. The purple and yellow egg was nice, but Amy had clearly gotten impatient with the purple half, and it was only half as bright as the perfect purple egg was. She stopped speaking to the other eggs as soon as she realized how much better she looked than the rest of them. They didn't really notice at first, since they were all so excited about being in the hunt. She sat there thinking, "Oh, I just hope a truly deserving child finds me, a child who will really appreciate how perfectly purple I am. And I hope they don't hide me too near any of those pale, sloppy, spotty eggs." She shuddered a little at the thought of being so close to them. The egg crate they were in already was too close for her taste. When the carton was taken from the refrigerator and opened, Carl's greenish-purple egg said, "Oh, gosh, you sure are pretty," to the purple egg. The purple egg said nothing, as she was too busy imagining that perfect child that might find her. "He's right, you know. You really are the prettiest for sure," Amy's half-yellow, purple, and half-yellow egg said to her. But again, the purple egg said nothing. Now she was imagining that perfect spot she'd be hidden in for the Easter egg hunt. The other eggs wondered why she didn't respond to them, and they were a little hurt. The time came when Mr. and Mrs. Morgan took the eggs and went outside to hide them. It was early in the morning and the sun was coming up, so they could just barely see where they were hiding eggs. "Oh, no, don't hide me there," thought the purple egg. "It's way too easy," when they were going to the side of the shed and put her in this spot. But they didn't. "Oh, no, don't hide me there," she thought again when they were going to put an egg among 3 perfect patches of daffodils. "That's far too obvious." But again, they didn't. They didn't put her anywhere, and she was the last egg to be hidden. "Gosh, this egg is pretty," said Mrs. Morgan. "Where should we hide it? I think it's the prettiest one." "Wow, it sure is," said Mr. Morgan. "But it's getting late. The kids will be waking up and ready for the hunt. Just pick someplace." "Pick someplace?" the perfect purple egg thought, horrified. "Oh, okay," her mother, Mrs. Morgan said, as she put the egg on top of a little hill above the pond. But as she turned to go back inside, the heel of her shoe tapped the egg, and it began to roll. Yes, it rolled all the way down the hill and stopped just before going into the pond by a small pile of leaves. Oh dear, thought the purple egg. Who'll find me way down here? But I'm so pretty. I'm sure that girl, Yvonne, will certainly remember me and come and find me down here. She listened to the sounds of laughter and activity from just above her, but she couldn't see anything because she was so far down. She heard these shouts of, "Oh, here's my blue one. Oh, I found my green one. Oh, there's the orange one." And they were laughing and screaming and running around and having a great time. And then finally, she said to herself, she kept on remaining sure, though, that somebody would come and find her. But finally, she heard their parents saying, "Okay, I think we found them all. Now let's go inside and see what's in those Easter baskets. Carl, can you let Patches outside now that we found all the eggs?" The happy family went back inside and feasted on chocolate bunnies, soft marshmallow chicks, and brightly colored jelly beans. Oh, and the perfect purple egg was found after all. Not by Yvonne, not by Amy, and not by Carl, but by Patches. So she was part of his Easter celebration, and that is the greatest joy an Easter egg can ever have.